Hello and thank you for joining us on Newsweek, where we highlight some of the biggest stories that made the headlines recently. I am Marco Tabo. Delta State Governor Oborevwori, deputy, others dump the People's Democratic Party for the All Progressives Congress, APC. Also, Inspector General of Police orders withdrawal of mobile police officers from VIPs. And later on the show, NIMET workers call off strike after federal government's intervention. All the details in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. This week, in what appears to be a major political realignment in Delta State, the state governor, Sheriff Oborevwori, his deputy, Mondo Yeme, and commissioners in his cabinet defected from the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. Governor Oborevwori's predecessor, Ifeanyi Okowa, who was the PDP vice presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections, also defected to the ruling party. Their defection was announced at a press briefing on Wednesday in Asaba, the state capital. The realignment has, however, sparked mixed reactions within the political circle, with conversation around party loyalty, political survival, and the desire to deliver on the people's mandate. Of course, I have two guests with me on the show today, and right here with me in the Lagos studio, I've got Justice Ojeno. He's a legal practitioner, and of course, he's very much familiar with the justice corridors. How are you doing, my brother?
It's my pleasure to join you. Good evening to all our viewers.
All right. In Abuja, we have communications consultant Ibrahim Garba, as always, holding forth for us every time we call on him. Ibrahim Garba, good to have you on the show this evening.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
All right. Now, I'll begin with you first. Now, it's quite amusing that the race for the 2027 elections started way too early. Now, with the Delta State Governor, His Excellency Oborevwori, his deputy commissioners, dumping the PDP for the APC. What exactly do you think is at play here?
Okay, well, Mark, first of all, I want to speak as a neutral observer.
Okay.
These are signs of a new African spring, a Nigerian model, which I believe some other African countries can copy and paste. You understand? If you look at the leadership which we have now, he didn't just emerge. This is a man whose stories have been told over the years. For over 30 years, he's been around politics, playing politics at the highest level, consulting widely, meeting people, building institutions, impacting lives. So for him to find himself at the helm of affairs today, you see, we are beginning to see him as a natural game changer. And for someone like that, people will want to align with him beyond politics. So I'm not surprised. That's why I say I'm speaking as a neutral observer. I'm not surprised with what we are seeing today that, beginning from Delta, towards other states of the Federation, people are beginning to align. And you can notice that from some of the decisions he has taken of recent, beginning from the first day he came into power, and how he was able to build friendship across the nation. So the signs are there. And you can rightly testify to the fact that most of these opposition political parties are on quote-unquote flight mode. They are not active, they are not doing well, and at the same time, they are not building bridges that will form strong oppositions. Every day there is crisis everywhere. So politicians today are they are ambitious more than before. So in order to align with the center, to align and be part of the next dispensation, not to fall out, you see, they look up to this man who is now the leader and at the same time the president of the Federation. So it's not out of place for people to begin to defect to other parties. And you can see what happened recently when we see somebody like Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso in the villa, consulting with Mr. President. So there are so many people coming on board, and for Rivers, for instance, you can see the decision he has taken has brought our peace. So I'm not saying anything new. These are signs to show you that Africa has come of it. Nigeria is leading by example. So it's not about coup or counter coup. It's about aligning with somebody that has a vision, somebody that will drive the process, so that we can be a greater nation. And I believe it's just the beginning. I see more people coming into this party again, Mark.
All right. Well, Justice, you heard what Tibrahim said. He said he's coming from a neutral point of view and trying to give us an assessment of what's going on at the moment. But I want to put this to you quickly. Do you think the ongoing discussions about coalitions is responsible for the disruption we're witnessing now with the political bigwigs, defecting currently?
Okay, for me, generally, I don't, it may be a contributing factor to maybe the aggression of the powers that be, the APC. It may be the reason why they are seriously proselytizing and evangelizing and try to get some other people to their side. It may just double their effort, but I don't think it is particularly the sole reason. And I understand why. They are politicians. Right. Politicians generally, as Justice Nikitobi of blessed memory said in Buhari and INEC, their trademark is to be biased. So a politician generally will want everybody to be in his corner. They will not want the opposition to be able to survive. That is in their own interest. But generally, as an onlooker, as an outsider, I am not happy. Okay. And I don't think that the average Nigerian that is not in the APC will be happy, because I liken it to what happens in business. If we have monopoly in business, it is only the monopolists that will be very, very happy. Other people from the outside will want there to be serious competition. I do not want our politicians to find the rest to be too comfortable. I want there to be competition.
Okay, talking about being too comfortable, let me also put this is off the cuff now. It's just 2 years into the administration of President Bola Tinubu, and there's so much agitation everywhere. We understand that quite a number of the policies have brought about a certain level of restraint with, the way human lives is supposed to be. But why is there no patience being exercised for people to see the outcome of what will transpire at the end of the tenure? Why halfway into the tenure, everybody's already rejecting that reality of his presence? What's going on?
It is the people. The people are the service enjoyers. And if they feel that, okay, the particular services are not delivered to them to the level of enjoyment that they want to.
Okay, do you think the government has not communicated enough with telling them these are the things we are doing, this is where we were going, and we were heading to a rock of no return? And if we had gotten there, it would have been more terrible to keep borrowing and borrowing. So we had to do what we had to do to shore up, our shores of the balance sheet to get things going. Okay,
I feel that the government should communicate better.
Okay.
After communicating better, they should still do more.
Okay.
I am Oliver Twist in this, and I feel that the average Nigerian is Oliver Twist in this. They have the right to actually ask the government for much more. And we think that if we are much more on the neck of this government, the government will definitely do more.
All right. Ibrahim Garba, before we run off from this topic quickly, earlier the PDP held a conference in Oyo State stating their stance of not collaborating with any party, insisting on joining any coalition, that they are solid enough to forge ahead and unseat the incumbent come 2027. With this current defections happening, should we still bank on that earlier announcement?
No, it's left for the PDP to put its house together, because politics is about game of numbers. A situation whereby even as it stands now, they are losing very important people on a daily basis, and the structure is collapsing at the center. It goes on to show you that the house is in disarray. Right. So even those governors that are talking now, I feel some of them are not talking out of confidence. They are talking based on the fact that they are very comfortable with what they are now. 2027 is a long way from here. And everybody is about, taking a decision which will be impactful. So PDP coming out strongly, to say, no, our members will not, it's too early to make such a statement, general statement, when just few days ago, the Delta governor or the Delta State governor, defected to the APC. And from what we even heard, states like Enugu, Akwa Ibom, they are warming up, to join the ruling party, the APC. So that's why I say, look, it's about leadership and what we are bringing to the table and negotiation. So if the PDP want to have members in their ranks, it's time for them to begin to align and at the same time put their acts together. If they put their house in order, I see them challenging the APC, but as it stands now, it's very, very difficult for any opposition to, come up against the APC in 2027 for what I'm seeing.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we go on a quick break, and of course, Newsweek continues in a moment. Stay with us.